The upside about filming at night, Batfleck looks badass. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today it is going to be a spoiler-free review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I have literally just walked in the door from the Sydney preview screening here tonight. So much so, this is my dinner. This is my heated up frozen protein dinner. So usually after I come back from a premiere, I'll usually, go to bed, sleep on it, and just have a think about it. But I have so many thoughts and just so much to say about this film that I just wanted to get it out there now and get it to you guys as quickly as possible. So as we all know, The Rise of Skywalker is kind of like the wrap-up movie of the Skywalker saga. We've had episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So of course, J.J. Abrams came in and did The Force Awakens, and Rian Johnson came in and did The Last Jedi, and it was very lackluster. It just didn't live up to the hype. Rian Johnson's vision just did not live up to the expectations of what J.J. Abrams did with The Force Awakens. It was just lightning in a bottle, and it was just essentially recreating the swashbuckleness, if that is a word, of, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So J.J. Abrams is back to direct The Rise of Skywalker. And there have been a lot of early reviews out at the moment, and it's been praising the film and everything, and all I've got to say is, and I hate saying this, and you know me, geeks and geekettes, I'm very a glass half full guy. It is a mess of a film, but it makes up for it at the end. So the basic premise of the film, and again, this is a spoiler-free review, and I'm not going to give any spoilers away, so I'm going to be very vague as possible. The basic premise, if I can explain it to you guys, is I don't really know. I guess the best way to put it is there is a very familiar threat that is essentially threatening the rebellion, and it's up to the rebellion to band together and get rid of said familiar threat. Without giving spoilers away, that is quintessentially the best way I could put it. And of course, there are familiar faces and familiar cameos and, familiar Easter eggs and familiar kind of throwbacks to the original trilogy, which kind of made up for the lackluster approach to the story in general. So to put it essentially, it was just a bunch of scenes just put together and thrown together. This film would have worked great as a TV series, much like The Mandalorian. I'm up to episode 6 of The Mandalorian. As I was coming home on the train, I just saw that episode 7 of The Mandalorian had dropped. I've not watched it yet, but I love The Mandalorian. It's amazing. And I feel this film, Rise of Skywalker, would have worked great as a television series, because to me, it's just a bunch of scenes thrown together. There is no cohesiveness to the storyline whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, it is one of the most beautiful looking films out of the new trilogy, out of The Force Awakens, out of The Last Jedi, and of course this being Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker takes the cake as the most beautiful looking film of the new trilogy from Disney. The visual effects are stunning, the practical effects are amazing, the costumes are amazing, but it doesn't make up for just a bunch of scenes being thrown together. Like, we are hardcore Star Wars fans by heart. We want a cohesive storyline, and unfortunately, we did not get that. And it sucks because this is the wrap-up of the Skywalker saga. There is a lot riding on this. We have a lot of questions that have been unanswered from The Last Jedi. Now, let me say that the performances in this film were absolutely amazing. Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and everyone else, the rest of the ensemble cast were amazing. Even the extras, everyone brought their A game because they knew, like I said, this is the wrap-up of the Skywalker saga. There's a lot riding on this, and I felt they brought their all. Adam Driver had an amazing character arc, and it was heartbreaking, it was gut-wrenching, and the same goes for Rey as well. We learned a lot about Rey in this film. Now, apart from the amazing performances, the amazing visual effects, the amazing imagery, the amazing costumes, and, practical makeup and practical effects and creature effects, the payoff for me was the end. The ending wrapped everything up beautifully. It was just like a pretty little Jedi bow, and it was very much in vein of Return of the Jedi. It was just the coming together of of people and tribes and certain races within the Star Wars universe, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, I guess when they're trying to wrap everything up for a saga that has spanned over 40 years, there's a lot to helm and there's a lot riding on it. And I didn't get that be-all end-all feeling during the film. It was very incohesive. It was a bunch of scenes put together, but they were brilliantly shot and filmed scenes. That's why I'm saying this would work as a TV series, much like The Mandalorian. But for me, the payoff was definitely the end. It made me feel really good. There were some tearjerker moments. There was some great fan service. There were some familiar faces that you guys have obviously seen in the trailer, but there was a lot going on and there are a lot of plot holes, and I don't plan to do a spoiler video. I'm going to leave that to the professionals who know what they're talking about. This film is definitely going to be open to discussion for a very long time to come. You know me, I usually try and look at films in the most positive light possible. I expected so much from the Rise of Skywalker, but to me, it was just a bunch of scenes just mashed together. Visually, one of the most beautiful looking Star Wars films I have seen in a long time. The visual effects were amazing, the costumes were amazing, the acting was amazing, the practical effects, the makeup effects, the creature effects were all amazing. It was all there. It was just this lackluster story, and I feel it just brings this movie down so many pegs, because this is what we rely on as fans. We need a good story to drive these movies home, and unfortunately, we did not get that. So apart from that, I'm going to be giving Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker 3 geeks out of 5. Guys, obviously this is just my opinion, but please go check it out. It definitely is a lot of fun, but I hope you'll see what I'm talking about in terms of it just being a lot of stuff put together and just kind of mashed together. It actually made me reflect a lot upon the original trilogy, where the original trilogy borrowed from the saying less is more, and it worked. It definitely worked in that case. And I feel like it could have worked with this new trilogy now. You don't have to bombard your audience with pretty visual effects and just character arcs. Just keep it simple, stupid. So guys, when you have seen Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, please drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. What were your thoughts on the storyline, the characters, the performances? Do you guys think this was a perfect wrap up for the Skywalker saga, or do you think they could have done better? Guys, next week I will have a video up on the final wrap up of my Superman hybrid cosplay with a breakdown of the suit and a demonstration of me wearing the suit, and then that is a full wrap up for the year. That is going to be my final video for the year. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.